Hello everybody, it's Debbie here. So I know it takes Facebook a couple of minutes to catch up with everything, so I am jumping in today to give you much anticipated update about reopening and booking in and what all that is going to look like. So to begin with, I am stating this as a caveat to cover everything that I'm going to say now. It's all subject to government guidelines. Okay, so the reason I have made a plan to go live and update you today is that we've been really closely following some of the industry bodies last week, and most of them have issued guidance on treatments and reopening and what that's going to look like. Now, just to reiterate, there have been no official guidelines from the government as yet, and I think us, like many in our industry, have been really wanting some specific industry guidelines from the government, and I'm now under the impression that I don't think we're going to get them. I think there will be generalised guidelines for the hospitality industry, but I don't think they're going to go into the in-depth of you can do that treatment, you can't do that treatment, you must do this. From what I understand, we are part of a couple of governing bodies, so we're members of the Federation of Holistic Therapists and the Beauty Guild, and so we're following those guidelines along with our insurance. And I genuinely think the government are going to hand over some basic guidelines and then say, go and do your risk assessment and proceed as you believe is the best way. So that's what we're doing. So we spent last week working really hard with following the guidelines. We are working closely with HR and also a specialist in terms of how the virus spreads and what we might need. So I feel like after a week of absorbing tons of information that I feel like we're in a good place now to start putting measures in place. So, opening date. I think the government aren't going to budge on the 4th of July opening for the hospitality industry. Obviously the government could change that date at any point. I don't think there's any indications at the minute that they're going to push that back. So what we are planning on doing is that I will be opening the salon up to just the team from Monday the 6th. So as a team we will spend a couple of days in the salon on our own, running through every treatment, every procedure, making sure that everything is absolutely perfect for you, and then we'll open up bookings from the Wednesday. Okay, so that's what we are looking at the moment. Obviously it could all change, but this is what we're working towards. So we will be taking bookings from the Wednesday the 8th, then I think that makes it. We'll be sticking to our normal working hours, so Monday through to Saturday with our 2 late evenings on a Tuesday and Thursday. At the moment I'm not going to open up the online booking process, and that's for a number of reasons. The dominant one being is that I need to be in control of when you as clients are entering and exiting the building. So we're really fortunate here. We have a massive building and we have lots of space. So we can definitely stagger appointments so that when you arrive and leave, you'll be the only one leaving and exiting at that time. All treatments will take place in a treatment room. So we're going to move the manicure stations into a treatment room. So that's all private. You're all secure in that one area. So you won't come into contact with anybody else whilst you're here. I'll go through now some of the processes that we're going to put in place. So the first one being, we'll have a doorbell entry. So we'll ask you to arrive at your appointment time, and just yourself. We won't be able to permit anybody else to come into the treatment with you. and you'll ring your doorbell, your therapist will greet you, they will take you straight up into the treatment room where you'll wash your hands, you'll sanitise, the whole room will be sanitised. We will be wearing face masks, we'll require you to wear some form of face covering, and we will also be in disposable aprons and gloves. So we'll really be doing everything possible to ensure a huge level of protection. Over the next week, I'm going to bring you a series of videos to physically guide you through what to expect when you come for your appointment. Part of that is going to be that our treatment rooms are going to be stripped fairly bare. So there's going to be no soft furnishings, no extra blankets and heated blankets that you used to be expecting. It is going to be a couch with a disposable towel that we can clean and disinfect in between you very easily. So that's part of the reason why as a team we're going to spend some time together for a couple of days, just so that we can ensure that we can make it as comfortable and as nice experience as possible for you, whilst maintaining really high hygiene levels. So once we're open and back to having you all in the salon, we'll be well rehearsed as to the procedures that we'll be going through for each treatment. Just a couple of notes on the treatments. Again, this is just taking information from the couple of places that have already opened back up. So places like Jersey and Guernsey have already opened up their salons, and their restrictions have been around facial treatments. So there will be no facials to begin with. Obviously it's a huge part of what we offer, so hopefully as the situation changes, we'll reintroduce facials. But to begin with, there won't be any facials. We also won't be doing any lip or chin waxing, and we won't be doing any lash extensions or lash lifts. So we'll be able to do an eyebrow shape, we'll be able to do an eyebrow tint, we could do a lash tint, but we're not going to be able to do any of the facial treatments apart from that. So they're the only restrictions at the moment that we can see. As for everything else, particularly when it comes to something like a back massage, given that we're not going to be face to face with each other, they're fairly low risk treatments. So that's the main update in terms of treatments. Because I can't think of a way at the moment how I can open the online booking system and have control over who's booking in when. Please forward all of your booking requests either through Facebook messages or drop us an email. We will be manning the phone lines next week, so if you do want to get onto a waiting list, please drop us an email or a message with the appointment that you'd like and the days or times that you can do. We'll do our best to accommodate. Couple of changes with regards to booking in. To really alleviate the amount of contact that we'll be having whilst you're in the salon, we will be emailing out to you a consultation form to fill in before your appointment. Now, it's super important that that consultation form gets completed prior to your appointment. There's going to be a COVID-19 section on that consultation form that will be asking you specific questions around if you're feeling unwell, if any of your family members have been feeling unwell. Obviously, if you aren't feeling well, then we can't have you in the salon for your appointment. So really super important, you'll be completing that consultation. Then we've got all of that information ahead of your treatment, and we can make sure that we're operating as safely and effectively as possible. Couple of other updates for you. Right before we went into lockdown, we had gone through a whole interview process to take on a new therapist and a receptionist. I've been in touch with them throughout the whole time that we've been into lockdown, and they are both still starting. So we will be having a receptionist who is going to be on hand to really be with you throughout this whole process and deliver another level of customer service to you. And we've also got another therapist starting, so she will be, so we have Laura on reception and we have Jessica, who is our new therapist, starting doing Thursdays and Fridays. So we're still very much building the team, building the business. We have a really strong focus moving forward, and we really can't wait to welcome you back. It's going to be different, and that's why it's been super important for me to spend some time with the team so that we can all adjust to what has been a really challenging couple of months, and that we can be ready to really provide you with an incredible service when we open the diary back up. So the key things to remember are, I will be opening up the diary for appointments. It's likely to be this Wednesday, ready for taking appointments from Wednesday the 8th of July. Okay, so that's what we're looking towards. The reason why I can't take bookings right this second is that I'm currently going through a massive pricing calculator. I will try and dig out. Before we went into lockdown, I'd done a massive clear out of the loft, and I found the original price list that we had for Willow that I did way back when we were down at number 12, and that we're going back nearly 10 years ago now. And our prices have barely shifted, and on some of our treatments we're actually charging the same amount as we were back then. And when I think of the £100,000 plus that's been invested into the business since then, I knew that we were going to have to change our prices before we went into lockdown. Obviously, as a business, we've had nearly 3 months now of not operating, and also our increased costs as we go forward. So all of the PPE that we're going to have to be wearing and supplying you with, and the increased time between appointments. So there's going to be an extra 15 or 20 minutes in between each appointment to ensure we're doing a thorough clean down of the room and everything between each client. So with all of that bearing in mind, there will be a price increase, and I don't feel comfortable taking bookings from you not knowing what that price is going to be yet. So that's my job for today and tomorrow, is I'm going to finalise all of the prices of the treatments. They will be going up. I'm being completely congruent and transparent with you about that. I can't keep operating a business if it is going to make a loss. And there's also a lot of extra goodies that we are adding in for you online. So for those who have kept in touch with us as we close the doors, you'll see that we've done a huge amount online to support you and your well-being, and that's going to continue. So there's a lot extra that we're putting in place for you guys, as well as making sure that we are operating as safely and effectively as possible for us as members of staff, and for you as clients. So exciting times ahead. Can't wait to get you back in. It has been a big empty building for a few months now, so it's going to be really lovely to have you back in. And yeah, like I said, please drop us a message or drop us an email to get yourself on the waiting list, and then I will be physically contacting clients and booking those appointments in from Wednesday for this week. So yeah, do get your name on the list, and we can't wait to welcome you back. So if there's any questions, any comments, anything that you want to know, please drop them in the comments to this video, and I will go through them later and answer them. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Well, I'll just go through my list. I think that's all I want to say to you for now in terms of when we're opening and taking bookings. Like I said, I'll be providing you with videos throughout this week in terms of what your appointment and what your process of coming to the salon is going to look like going forward, so that it's not a big shock. So I'll physically take you through the building, the changes that we've made, and how that's going to look over the next week, so that you're really prepared for that. And yeah, we can't wait to see you. So any comments or anything, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be in touch with making your appointments very soon. Bye for now.